What'd you say? The date is a math problem? Oh, yeah, 10 plus 15 is 25. Cool. There were some really cool dates back in September. They were all Pythagorean triple dates, which was kind of cool. But interesting. All right. Okay, so today we are talking about the distributive property, which we have already done a little bit of. And we want to be able to use and apply the distributive property. And we're working a little bit with what we did yesterday as well, combining like terms. But today is a nice, easy day. I have a couple of things you're going to get done for me today. We're going to burn through these notes. I'm going to let you guys work a little bit independently today. And then I have a riddle for you, and then after that you have a little delta math to do, because this should be very easy for you with what we've already done. So the distributive property, we have A, and then when it's right next to something, it means multiply. So the distributive property, we are multiplying in the A to both things inside the parentheses. We're sharing the A. And so we would multiply A times B, and then we have A times a positive C. And so we are just sharing and multiplying in that A to both things on the inside. I'm not going to write any more than that, I think. We're going to just do some here. Now, as I like to have little models. You've seen this model already in Delta Math. So the first one we're going to do is we are going to model 7 times the quantity k minus 3. So we're going to model the distributive property. You already know how to do this, but I want to have a little picture to go along with it. When we are multiplying anything, we can use an area model, and that's what this is. So I'm going to draw a little rectangle here. And anytime we're multiplying, it is really just like a length times a width situation. And so here, I'm going to put the 7 along the width of the box here. And then along the top, we're going to, because this means multiply, we're going to put our k and our negative 3. So I've got my k and then my negative 3 along the top of the box. And what we can do is partition this into 2 smaller areas, and we want to fill in those areas, and then that's how we multiply everything, okay? And so you're going to see this model come up throughout the year, all right? We're going to use this to help us multiply very complicated things as well. And it's a great, great model. And so we get to multiply 7 times k. Well, that's just 7k. We just stick them right next to each other, and there's an implied multiplication there. And then we also have to multiply 7 times negative 3. What's 7 times negative 3? Negative 21. And so when we have this lovely model, the area model, it sort of gives us the answer here. All we have to do, the solution or the simplified form, is just what is inside our box here, which is 7k minus 21. Super easy. So let's try another. Again, I'm just modeling, and we'll do a couple together, but then I'm just going to let you go because I think you're probably already there. We have negative 2 times the quantity, 5x minus 2. Anytime I say times the quantity, that's your key that you know that something is coming in parentheses, okay? Times the quantity is, it's just a lot smoother. It's just a lot more awesome than saying negative 2 parenthesis, 5x minus 2 parenthesis. All right. So times the quantity is just a lot more cool. All right. You gotta know the vocab. All right. So again, we're going to just make a little rectangle to model this distribution here. And so we have negative 2. That's going to go on the width of my box here. And then what should go along the top of my box? We got a 5x on top and also a negative 2. And again, I want to split that up. So because I have 2 terms, we've got 2 areas to fill here. And again, this is just multiplying And anytime we have a length times the width, when we multiply, that's giving us the area. So this is often called the area model. And again, we are going to see this a lot. All right, so we just get to multiply all these pieces together. Negative 2 times 5x. Negative 10x. Very good. We can multiply the regular kind of numbers together. Negative 2 times 5 is the negative 10. And the x just kind of sticks right next to it. Remember that when they stick right next to each other, there's an implied multiply in there. Then we have negative 2 times negative 2. What's negative 2 times negative 2? 4. Positive 4. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2 is 4. And that is our answer, the inside area here, negative 10x plus 4. Whether or not you choose to use the area model is up to you. But again, I like to introduce this because we're going to see this forever. Like we do this in calculus, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So you can just consider yourself learning calculus today. It's awesome. Okay? So now if you don't want to, now I'm going to show you just a couple here, and then you're going to do the rest. I'm going to show you a couple. We can just maybe draw some little rainbows. Okay, I love the little rainbows here. We are going to simplify each expression by distributing. So we're going to distribute the 7 to both pieces inside those parentheses. And when we do that, we multiply. What is 7 times x? 7x. And what is 7 times positive 5? Positive 35. Will you make sure that you have a sign in between those things? Because that's really, really important. And we're done, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you have to do. Is that easy or hard? It's pretty easy, yeah? Okay. Let's try number 2 here. So again, I'm just going to distribute in, multiply in the 5 to each thing inside those parentheses. So we have 5 times w. What is 5 times w? 5w. They just get stuck next to each other. It's really kind of nice. So I love algebra for making it easy. All right, and then we have, this is tricky here, 5 times a negative 4. I'm including the sign when we're multiplying. What is 5 times negative 4? Negative 20. Very good. All right. One more here. Oh, actually, we're going to do 2 more, but then I'll let you go. All right. So now we're distributing the negative 5 to both things inside. Negative 5 times m? Negative 5m. Now, negative 5 times negative 5. Include your sign. What's negative times negative? Positive. 5 times 5? 25. Give me a thumb. How are you feeling? All right. All right. One more, and then I'm going to let you head off on your own. Perfect. This last one, what's different about number 4? The number in the beginning instead of the letter in the beginning? Sure. Okay. But the process is still going to be exactly the same. I'm going to send my 9 into both items here. So 9 times 2. What's 9 times 2? 18. Very good. There is a negative 1 in front of the A. Very good. There's always a number, right? Because in order to have an A there, we must have the 1. One of them. All right. So we have 9 times negative 1A. What is 9 times negative 1? Negative 9. Positive times negative is going to give us a negative result here. 9 times 1 is 9 with an A. So 9 times negative 1A would be negative 9A. Is it okay that it's in this sort of order? Yeah, that's totally fine. It's beautiful. Do you have any questions for me? Will you please take 3 minutes and do numbers 5 through 14? I'm going to walk around and see, and then we're going to do number 15 together. Oh, already done. Magical. Okay. same thing here. I'll check that one. This one. Check those. Good. Okay. Good. Keep going. Good. Good. A 1 there, yeah, like a negative 1. Good. And so we have negative 1 times k. Kind of interesting, huh? So that's actually going to be negative 1k. Yeah. And then negative 1 times negative 2. Good. Great. I'm going to do about 30 more seconds, and then we'll call it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah.
What would we do if it's on like that?
So you can, there's always a number, always a 1. So you can think about it like a negative 1. Okay, good. Excellent questions. All right, I saw 2 common problems, so let's talk about those common problems. So just to check your answers, number 5 is 2y plus 6. Number 6 is negative 2x minus 14. Double check to make your signs right. 7 was the most common mistake I saw, which I am not surprised. We are going to take this negative 7 and send it to both things. Negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. And then we have negative 7 times negative 5m. And negative times negative is going to give us positive. 7 times 5 is 35m. That was a very common mistake. So please check your sign. It should be a plus. Negative times negative gives me positive there. Number 8 was 6n plus 24. Number 9, negative 12c, and then negative 48. Very good. Number 10, negative 8k, and do we get a positive or a negative? Negative 10. Negative 2 times positive 5 is going to give me a negative 10. Number 11 was a tricky one. What should we do with this weird negative? There's a 1. Yeah, you can make it a negative 1. That's a nice thing to do. And then distribute that in. So negative 1 times k is negative 1k. And then negative 1 times negative 2 turns out to be what? Positive. Negative times negative is going to be positive 2. Very, very good. 12. 4 minus 28 p's. 13 is 18r minus 63. Reverse that in my head. All right. What's going to happen with 14? What should we do? Put a 1, negative 1. Very good. And distribute the negative 1. Negative 1 times 5k is what? Negative 5k. And negative 1 times positive 4 is? Negative 4. Beautiful. All right. We're going to do this last one together, and then I'm going to give you a little riddle to do. I have fractions here. So the first thing I want to do is just say everything a fraction. I'm going to turn that into 10 over 1. Multiplying fractions you should never be afraid of because it's the easiest thing in the world. So we're going to distribute our 4/9, and if I'm multiplying 4/9 times 3/8, how do we multiply fractions? Straight across. So we're just going to multiply 4 times 3 is 12, And 9 times 8? 72. So 4/9 times 3/8 W is just 12 over 72 W. And then multiplying the 4/9 to the 10 over 1. I have a positive. Positive times positive is going to give me a positive result there. And we're going to multiply top times top. What's 4 times 10? 40. And then denominator times denominator. 9 times 1 is 9. So we're nearly there. What do we need to do as our very last step? Yeah, reduce or simplify. Very good. And you can use your calculator, but 12 and 72 both divide by 12. So we're going to divide top and bottom by 12. That gives me 1 over 6 with a W. And 40 over 9 doesn't reduce, so it's just 40 over 9. And that's our answer. Pretty easy, really. Okay? So multiplying fractions is straight across, really, really easy. Do you have any questions for me today? Okay. You guys have a little riddle to do, and then I'm going to release